last week, I think it was about the 70-year anniversary that Leo Fender actually put in the patent for his Fender Broadcaster Telecaster. I think probably put it in as a Telecaster. Had to change the name anyway. It was initially called a Broadcaster. What am I talking about? It doesn't matter. And this video, and I've been sort of playing this telly, and I've been gigging this telly in the days since I heard about this anniversary, which I saw kind of celebrated by a couple of people. And I was thinking, what kind of makes the perfect telly? And there's a few things I think that can be changed from the initial kind of spec, which I think some of them work, some of them I don't think work quite as well. So I was going to discuss a couple of things which I don't think work quite so well to start with. So I built this Telecaster, there's a video on the channel about that or two. And this has a 4-way switch, so I think one of the positions so this one here ends up being these two pickups kind of wired together to be like a big humbucker. I don't actually think that particularly adds too much, and in a way it just is an extra position that I never use. So that was a thing that I think is an unnecessary kind of mod for me, unless you can think of a reason that you might want that. Maybe it is less noisy, but I also think it sounds a little bit strange having those coils so far apart. So that was one kind of mod that I didn't think was particularly necessary. The next kind of thing that didn't really work for me, although I kind of like the idea when other people use it, like Alan Hines, is the single pickup, Esquire, which is obviously a Telecaster essentially, but with just the bridge pickup. Now for me, I kind of really like the way the neck pickup sounds on the Telecaster, or a guitar in general, and quite a lot of my rhythm playing will be based up here. And for me, I didn't find that I quite got the enjoyment out of that Esquire arrangement that some people seem to, and particularly the other positions on it I thought sounded kind of just a bit weird, not necessarily useful, and for me personally I didn't find that it did a load of things that I'd like in a guitar. So for me personally, I think if you're going to have a guitar like this and you're using it for like functions or standard modern electric guitar stuff, then probably you might want a neck pickup and a bridge pickup. So that was one kind of variation on the Telecaster theme that didn't work for me either. But things that I do really like, so the first time I came across this was in the Sir Classic T that I had. That had a Mike Landau Strat pickup in the neck, and for me I really liked the way that sounded, and something about the Strat pickup in the telly just for me works really nicely. This is a K-line pickup which is wired kind of similar to a lot of Dirty Blonde, I think, or it'd just be a blonde, wouldn't it, in the neck. But that's one of my favourite mods I think that you could do to the telly, is to try and put a Strat pickup there. Now I think you have to be careful about kind of calibration and what kind of setups work. Someone, I'm sure, will jump in the comments and tell me what you need to bear in mind for that. I don't know myself, but I just know that I like the sound of a Stratty pickup in the neck of a Telecaster. I really like that as an arrangement. Also the kind of 6 bridge where you don't just have these 3, obviously you could go compensated, which this one is, 3 saddles. I quite like 6 saddles. For me, I kind of like the way that gives you a little bit more capability of intonating the guitar properly. So that's a mod that I quite like the vibe of. And I think the #1 update to the Telecaster that I can think of, I'm not always a huge fan of kind of the Fender S1 switching stuff, but in this kind of vintage Hot Rod 60s telly, the way that this S1 style switch, so you've got a switch just on the volume knob here, works is that essentially it adds the bridge pickup, I think, to the arrangement, so you get a bit more sparkle. and you get these kind of cool in-between sounds. Now the other thing that's interesting about this guitar is you've got a strap pickup in the middle position instead of in the neck position, so you don't lose that traditional kind of Telecaster neck pickup sound. You've still got that if you were doing country stuff, which obviously I cannot do, obviously, but you do get this kind of in-between sound, or the middle strap, which I think is great. And then you also get the bridge kind of middle pickup combination, and then you've just got a traditional kind of telly bridge. And I think that's a really, really versatile kind of system. So that's like a Nashville setup, right? But also with the S1 switch, you can introduce the bridge pickup to each of the positions. And so I think that for me is the perfect Telecaster. I think, as I say, there are these other mods which don't really work for me. This 4-position switch, to me, doesn't, it just adds a position that I never really use. Whereas this Nashville setup, I find really versatile. I think the first time I saw this style of guitar being played was Ben Jones, like a London guitarist. But I really like the sound of it, and I think that's a really cool addition. So either I think my top one would be having a strap pickup in the neck position, or having a strap pickup in the middle position with your traditional telly kind of setup pickups either side. So you get everything that you like probably about a real telly, and then you also get the versatility of that strap pickup in the middle with all of the great in-between sounds that you've kind of got to know and love from the Strat world, if you are a Strat player like I predominantly am. And also then this little switch here adding in the bridge pickup to kind of spice up some of the other in-between tones or neck pickup tones and stuff. I think that's a really cool little versatile setup. Neck-wise, I think I prefer kind of a slimmer telly neck. This one's got quite a thin neck. I've had like American Vintage reissue style 52 Blackguard style tellies, and those have quite a chunky neck, some of them anyway. I quite like them, but those are also traditionally maple boards, which I don't love as much as like a rosewood board. But I think a thinner neck works quite well for me with the Telecaster. It kind of feels like quite a, I don't know, lightweight and streamlined instrument, I find, when it's got a slimmer neck. Whereas when you get a chunky neck and the non-contoured body, I think things can start to feel a little bit less ergonomically cool. So let me know if you've got your favourite mods that updates to the Telecaster design. Also a shout out to the Reverend Eastsider S, which is essentially like a Strat but in a telly style body, so you get like a Wilkinson trem, as well as the kind of more traditional Strat pickup setup. That would be a cool guitar, and it's got a trem. But yeah, I just thought it would be worth chatting about maybe some of the cool mods that are out there for the Telecaster. If you've got any ideas, maybe a Bixby is kind of cool for some people on a telly. Feel free to leave them in the comments if there's things that I missed. Certainly I think humbuckers in the Telecaster is a thing too. Yeah, I'll catch you in another video soon. Just wanted to share some of my thoughts about the stuff that I like about kind of this telly in particular, and then, you know, other bits and pieces. Like the 6-saddle bridge I think is quite a cool idea, but the 4-position pickup thing I've not really found much of a use for yet. Hopefully that was interesting to one or two of you, and yeah, let me know what your favourite telly is. Cheers.